Awesome. So, Joe, we were just kind of talking about, I mean, I know you coined it a little bit differently too, but your rebellious phase or maybe just some of normal teenage behavior. But let's get back into it. Talk to us a little bit about as you grew older and progressed through high school. What was that time like for you?
So the the lack of structure, the lack of space for me to ask those kinds of questions meant that by the time I got into high school, I had already made some kind of poor decisions. I
Hmm.
also didn't have a lot of people that I could ask for like advice. But one of the things that my parents had reinforced for me over and over and over again was the importance of a college education. My mom, had said something to the effect of, "If you don't get a master's degree, you won't be successful." It was
No
pretty
pressure.
like firm, right? And with my dad, gosh, I think we did the math once, and he's at this point got over 21 years of post-secondary education between his unaccredited and accredited degrees, and it was just a given that we were going to go to college, right? So, junior year of high school, I signed up for a program called Running Start. In Washington, it's a program that lets you get dual high school and college credit. And so you, as a high school student, can attend like junior and senior year at a significantly reduced cost, even without financial assistance. It's like $120 a credit or something like that. At least it was back then. And for me, because my family had qualified for these programs, I was able to attend for free. I had still had to pay like the cost of books, which was a big expense. Most of
Yeah.
what I did was actually just went to the library and checked out versions of those books rather than trying to purchase them. But through junior and senior year, I attended a community college in Vancouver called Clark College, and ended up graduating from high school with an associate's degree already completed. That was, uh,
Wow.
yeah, it was. I mean, it was, it was a lot, dude. I didn't understand the program initially, and I think I kind of assumed that you could just like be there, and at the end of it, you would get your degree. So my first quarter, I took 5 credits because that was all I could fit into my schedule with the concert choir I was a part of in high school. I attended a little like workshop training thing on how you get an associate's degree. Learned that you needed 90 credits. Immediately did the math and realized I was so incredibly behind.
Yeah.
I went to my choir director and told him I'm quitting choir. I have to because that's the only way I'm going to be able to take enough classes to get this degree. Uh, if memory serves, he was pretty upset. He did not really see the value in that conversation. But then, because I was so far behind, I did 10 credits the next quarter, 15 the following, and then my senior year of high school, I did 3 quarters of 20 credits in a row. Um, every person I've told that has said like, "Whoa, that's a lot."
Yeah.
And to be honest, I don't know that I really noticed. Like I knew it was a lot. I knew that my time was really kind of tight, but it was just what I had to do. I just was like, well, I gotta. I mean, I don't have any other option. Um, Again, that was a value kind of imparted onto me, like get a college degree. Um, but I had to basically cut out every other part of my life at that point. I stopped hanging out with my friends. I think my girlfriend at the time, which ended up becoming my partner, um, that was it. I went to school. I went home. I hung out with my partner, and yeah. Uh, I also didn't have a car. Um, I could have gone to driver's ed, but as a 16-year-old, it would have cost me a couple $100 that my family didn't have.
Wow.
And I went to go take the test, and I failed so miserably that I was so scared about going back. I waited until I was 18. Um, Actually, no, sorry, I have that wrong. I took the test at 18 because I couldn't afford driver's ed to be able to drive earlier than that. And then failed so badly that I waited another year to take it again. So all through high school, I was reliant on the public transportation system, on the buses. Um, it,
Huh.
well, yeah,
But
I think it was. I think the amount of effort that it took
mhm.
to do all of that, even with those supports, was really challenging. I would not want to make another person, you know, go through that kind of thing. Um, as a 16-year-old kid, I was forced to figure out how to live an adult life
Yeah.
with none of the tools and none of the resources except what I could like get for
Yeah.
myself, Um, and I guess I'm grateful for the experience, but at the same time, it would have been really nice to not have to do all that, you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah. Well, I was just gonna ask that, right? Like, if you go back and do it over again, would you do it the same way?
Well, again, like
Like,
I said, I think a lot of my upbringing was characterized by a lot of people trying their best.
hmm
I don't know that I could honestly say there were any other options for us at the time.